Imagine this. The solar system is silent. The planets move in their perfect, predictable orbits. And then, astronomers detect something. An object so dark, so small, and yet so heavy that it bends light itself. A rogue black hole, speeding through the galaxy and on a direct path toward us. This isn't just science fiction. Rogue black holes really do roam the Milky Way. So today, let's break down, scientifically, what would actually happen if one entered our solar system. Black holes don't announce themselves with a bright glow or visible shape. This one is a stellar mass black hole, maybe 5 to 10 times the mass of our sun, but only a few dozen kilometers wide. Astronomers would spot it years, even decades before it arrived. Not by seeing the black hole itself, but by seeing what its gravity does to the light of stars behind it. This effect is called gravitational lensing. The early signs would be subtle, background stars appearing to shift slightly, strange distortions in our telescope images, unexplained gravitational pulls on distant objects. At first it might look like a simple error in the data. But soon, the calculations would confirm the terrifying truth. An invisible monster is coming our way. Before it even reaches the planets, the black hole would pass through the Oort cloud, a giant seashell of comets surrounding our solar system. Its immense gravity would stir up these billions of dormant icy bodies like a cosmic blender. The result? Dramatic spike in comets hurtling toward the inner solar system. Space agencies would report sudden increases in these long-period comets, many on unpredictable paths. But Earth itself wouldn't be in immediate danger. The real chaos begins when the black hole crosses Neptune's orbit. As the intruder moves closer, its gravity starts tugging on the outer planets. Neptune, which normally has a stable, nearly circular orbit, would start to feel the pull. Its orbit would stretch, its speed would change, and its position would start to deviate. Uranus, being lighter, might get thrown around even more. These planets wouldn't be ripped apart instantly, but the first signs of chaos would be undeniable. Their orbits would become more elliptical. Their moons would start to drift. And their magnetic fields might even fluctuate. Astronomers on Earth would see the first dramatic proof. The perfect balance of our solar system is broken. Next up, Saturn. When the black hole enters its neighborhood, the situation turns violent. Saturn's iconic rings, made of billions of tiny ice fragments, are incredibly sensitive to gravity. The black hole's pull would create massive wave patterns through them. Gaps would widen, and some ring fragments would be flung out into space, while others collide, creating huge dust clouds. Saturn might even temporarily grow a faint ghostly halo of shattered ice around it. Its moons, like Titan and Enceladus, would also have their orbits shifted, triggering massive tidal forces. At this point, there would be no doubt left. The intruder is real, and it's getting dangerously close. Finally, the black hole would reach Jupiter, the heavyweight champion of our solar system. At over 300 times the mass of Earth, Jupiter acts as our gravitational shield, protecting us from comets and asteroids. But even Jupiter is no match for a black hole. As the black hole passes by, Jupiter's orbit could shift by millions of kilometers. The Great Red Spot might get torn apart. Its many moons could be thrown out of their synchronized orbits. In a worst-case scenario, if the black hole passes too close, Jupiter itself could be captured, or even begin a death spiral into the black hole, getting torn apart into a stream of planetary debris. Mars, much lighter than giants like Jupiter, becomes the first victim. Its stable, elliptical orbit starts to wobble and stretch. The black hole's immense gravity doesn't even need to get close. For millions of kilometers away, it tugs on the red planet, pulling it into a chaotic and unpredictable path. On its surface, colossal dust storms rage, and its thin atmosphere shivers under the strain. Down on Earth, space agencies would detect these changes instantly. The chilling realization would dawn. The black hole isn't just a distant curiosity. It's a direct threat, and it's heading our way. As the intruder continues its slow, menacing drift inward, Earth starts to feel its pull. At first, the signs are subtle, almost imperceptible. The length of a day might change by a microsecond, or tides could become slightly irregular. But soon, astronomers would confirm our worst fears. Earth is no longer on its stable 365-day journey around the sun. Our orbit is being stretched. Even a tiny shift of 1 or 2% would be catastrophic. A drift closer to the sun would trigger scorching global heat waves, while a push outward would plunge us into a sudden ice age. Our planet's delicate climate balance would shatter, unleashing megastorms and causing ocean currents to shift violently. The sky itself would become a constant, terrifying reminder, with planets and stars appearing in the wrong places night after night. If the black hole gets even closer, the situation becomes apocalyptic. Earth could be thrown into a highly eccentric orbit, leading to extreme seasons, scorching summers followed by winters so cold they would freeze the planet. Our agricultural systems would collapse, ecosystems would fail, and civilization as we know it would crumble. But there's an even more terrifying possibility: gravitational ejection. The black hole could act like a cosmic slingshot, flinging Earth out of the solar system entirely. We would become a rogue planet, a frozen, dark world hurtling through interstellar space with no sun to warm us. Our only hope for survival would be deep underground, huddled around geothermal vents. Meanwhile, the rest of the inner solar system descends into pure chaos. Venus and Mercury, caught in a gravitational tug-of-war between the sun and the black hole, could be sent spiraling into our star's fiery furnace. Others might be captured by the black hole itself, vanishing forever beyond its event horizon. Moons would be ripped from their planets, asteroids would scatter like shrapnel, and the beautiful, balanced architecture of our cosmic neighborhood would collapse like a house of cards. For the first time in billions of years, the sun would lose its throne as the gravitational ruler of its own system. The black hole might even pass close enough to the sun to tear at its outer layers, triggering violent solar flares that would bathe the entire system in deadly radiation, frying our satellites and destroying our technology long before the worst physical effects even arrive. Ultimately, the fate of our world hangs on the black hole's exact path. It could replace the sun as the center of a new, broken system, with planets locked in chaotic, unfamiliar orbits. But there is a sliver of hope. If the black hole passes through quickly, and at a great enough distance, it might cause havoc but eventually move on, leaving a battered but not completely destroyed solar system in its wake. Over tens of thousands of years, the remaining planets might settle into new, stable orbits. In any scenario, it would mark the end of the solar system as we know it. Humanity's survival wouldn't depend on fighting this cosmic monster, but on our ingenuity or ability to build shelters, deep space habitats, or perhaps even interstellar arcs. A rogue black hole doesn't attack, it simply reshapes reality. And if one ever came our way, it would trigger the greatest challenge our species has ever faced. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy exploring these cosmic what-ifs, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.